Welcome back to Book Club. I'm C.M. Vasquez, author of The Birdcage Society Falling, the first in an ongoing psychological mystery series. Today for Book Club, I'm going to be recapping and giving my impressions of Chapter 21 of Darkly Dreaming Dexter. Let's get started. This chapter starts off with Deb and Dexter driving to the Office Depot Center. When they arrive, they find a lone Toyota truck parked in the lot. A man steps out and they question him. Says he works there, driving the Zamboni in the mornings, and is usually the first one there. Deb asks him if they can take a look inside. He asks her if they have a warrant, which, of course, they don't. Deb blushes and gears up to be tactless. Dexter knows that Deb will be embarrassed that she blushed, and her embarrassment will give way to rudeness, which would not bode well for getting them into the arena. So Dexter decides to ask him personal questions. And this is a tactic that Dexter is good at, and Deb is very much not. Dexter is adept at developing a rapport with people, which is actually pretty common among serial killers. They tend to be charming, so no one suspects that anything could be wrong with them. Another thing that Dexter has in common with the standard serial killer, at least in the US, is that he's a white male. And I do appreciate the common tropes because it really drives home what Dexter is and serves to remind the reader of that fact, even though we're supposed to like him because he only kills bad people. Dexter asks if the man was there when they found the body a week prior, and the man is immediately uncomfortable. He says he never wants to see anything like that again. Dexter tells him that they suspect he'll find another one just like it, but this time there'll be more body parts. Deb has been scowling this whole time, not liking that Dexter is telling this man about the murders, and she's most likely impatient to see this through. The man gives pushback when Dexter asks if they can be let in to check, saying that he could lose his job. Dexter feigns sympathy and knows that giving the man money would probably move things along. But all he has is a $5, and donuts and coffee are more important than giving that up. So he basically treats the man like a toddler that won't listen. Dexter tells him that he'd hoped the man wouldn't have to see the body parts, but he doesn't want him to lose his job. So he then moves to get back into Deb's car. Deb thankfully takes Dexter's cue and moves to do the same. The man, just like Dexter knew he would, yells for them to wait, says he doesn't want to see anything, and then unlocks the door for them. Deb and Dexter walk into the dark arena. The man hadn't bothered to turn on the lights or tell them where to find them, so Deb pulls out a flashlight and shines it at both of the goal nets. Deb is disappointed that there isn't anything there, and she goes to tell the man that he can turn on the lights and start his shift. Dexter, however, stands in the middle of the arena, right in the center of the ice, shuts his eyes, and listens to his dark passenger, who still has nothing to say, but he laughs again, that sinister chuckle that he always does. Still, Dexter gets the impression that his dark passenger knows something, and they aren't done there. This suspicion is confirmed after the man turns on the lights and walks into a closet. His screaming starts shortly after, followed by his stumbling run and the trail of blood left by his footprints on the floor. The chapter ends with Deb coming back inside, gun drawn, asking what happened. All Dexter says in response is that he thinks the man found something. And I have to say, I absolutely love Dexter's dark sense of humor. Can't go wrong. Love it every single time. Next chapter, we will definitely find out what that man saw in the closet. So I'll join you then for chapter 22. Bye.